You can see this pack of players led by Yumpy through spawn, just deciding where to respond.
Chronicle needs to be careful, and unfortunately isn't, so he gets taken away as the first pick here. Plant not being attempted, and Vitality pretty much respecting this, apart from Yumpy, who was left alone in lamps, and this is an absolute rout in the pistol round. Just Profek to come back in.
1 versus 5, and the first shot is clean, but he has so much work to do. It is just not possible from this position.
Remember, one rifle saved from the last day, we'll know about that. And as soon as the players come into the crosshairs, Daz completely finds them all. A 2 versus 1 now for Derka, and as good as he is, he's not able to find it. It's Daz with an ace. Because of the space that the attack's been able to grab. Look at the re-wrap.
Same time, 2 players deep in short. This is a serious issue if left unchecked, but Fabian finds both.
Now starting to move elsewhere while Vitality get ready to bust out of CT, try and grab the attention of the main players. Oh my god, the right forward for Eternal Fire is absolutely exemplary. Massive pressure on his shoulders, but unfortunately, the barrel being seen and able to get 2. A nice round from Vitality to answer straight back, but at least he has advantage in numbers in terms of teammates.
But are they expecting Echo? No, they aren't! Up close in spawn, he'll take 2 and bring it down to a 2-on-2. Wrapping around back in short. Is he still alive here? And Sayonara, diligent enough to clear close, but now that plant becomes a problem. Sayonara wants to go. Yet to make the first move, but when the tap comes in, there's a flash to follow it up, and the young gun won't miss. Sayonara with 3, and Vitality double up.
Yeah, but the spike is down on the ground.
Stuck in the corner, Fabian again. He just seems to know where every damn Vitality player is. Izzy has a good idea, a picture now painted of both, flooding back through from showers.
But it is a trap. You've got to be looking towards Fabian in the corner. Not yet known about as the players of Vitality try to escape. It's Izzy's double that really upsets this round as Fabian gets one of his own. I think this is over before it's even started at this point in time. Double digits for Eternal Fire. That's exactly the case.
But Izzy's just keeping them in there by a thread. 2 anchors on this side of the map, and they're charging down the charge. 2 from Echo, and a wall left behind for Neki to play off. Headshot on the first, can't follow up the second. Profek building the bridge across to this triple box. The stun should land at his feet, but he sidesteps into the crosshairs and wins the duel when he has to. Sayonara, in fact, popping the ult to try and cause a threat here as the spike diffuser simply tapped. It brings a couple players out of position. Defuse still happening. Ordaz in the meantime. Hands are busy. No one stopped him. A 3v5 with 3 players left standing.
It's a classic. It's not like a sheriff where body shots would do the business. Vitality away. Hello. Where did that come from?
I mean, I was gonna say, Karo, you gotta look at those health bars, man.
Against Vitality's super team, try and stop them from getting a chance. One away from the ulti, but I imagine he doesn't want to take that. He wants to fight, goes for it, but gives Profek a chance.
Eternal Fire in this 2-on-2 with some real potential here. If it's not for Profek and Kron, the controllers combine, and that is it. Yumpy applying even further on A, but he's there for the duel, and the judges found 2. Could it really end in this kind of a fashion? The pit popped, and Vitality down to their second option. The backup plan, it's all falling apart as they flood out of showers. Fabian there to guard it. So many great moments this game from him so far, and it will finish flawlessly for them. 13-11, Vitality fall at the final hurdle.
First map beat converted into a map win on the second, right? That's the big question we have on the back of our minds. Eternal Fire didn't have the best showing last time.
As you can see with the opening kill here, they start to scale towards the C site. Ordaz at the back getting caught, as is Neki. Vitality trampling them here. So saying, it's sort of a sign of the times perhaps, but things starting to look on the up for Vitality here. Echo walking away with a couple of kills.
No idea, but at least able to find his opposite number here, dropping to backside. Derka! He's the next one to go. Is Echo's holding this all by himself? Nearly a 4th there.
He's in this post plant. You're looking at Yumpy's ult, the Nightfall, ready to cut across Waterfall. Gonna connect onto a couple of players, and Profek already finding one of them on the flood back through. Fabian falls, as will Izzy. So the walk up begins. Necky on the other side of the wall, it drops 2 headshots! You've got to be joking! Sayonara fires back, and that should just be the round. Yeah, Vitality really split up in this post plant. Also, Sayonara low.
Yeah, it's drawn no from heaven, and he's only able to get 1. That spike is halved, and that's what they're going to try and use to bait out a pick. But how is that? Nobody from Vitality peaked! It's a disaster in the end. Yeah, we do. We need loads here from Necky.
Doesn't get cleared.
The Prophet doesn't clear him. It's a massive point here. A swing out and a nade from Fabian wins a thrifty round.
Which Champi has to buy time for.
Yeah, he needs to run away, get out of dodge, because Izzy is on the hunt and found it. But Cron from Stairs can't quite make the ascension.
Chronicle gonna use the ultimate at the very least. Does he want to fight in front of this? He does! How does he find both? 4v2 now. Look who's waiting. Necky and Lobby. This is the spike. Drop to the ground as Vitality have had their first half hopes buried here by Eternal Fire.
Players managing to escape in towards heaven. That was Izzy, and there's Necky now from main, like we spoke about. But Vitality have a couple back in the conversation, and still the advantage sits with the attack. Sayonara, Derka completely disconnected from one another, and that will end up in an Eternal Fire round win. Eternal Fire using some of Vitality's tactics, waiting for the peak. It comes through B main, and it's a shooting gallery in the end.
On the box, go. Careful, tense. Tense. One is forward. Bro, he just bounced like that.
The onslaught of utility, 5-on-3, Vitality need to fight back, but they cannot find the chance, cannot find the ability. It's Eternal Fire are up to 12.
C-Site has been a prominent problem, but Prophet brings a judge to alter that equation.
And already,
just full cleared through the smoke.
Yeah, it's tough. The spam not.
You got to be worried.
Yeah, the split coming through. Sayonara in the pit, but he has no way to stay alive. No support either. Eternal Fire want to finish it here and now on map 2. There's no map 3 in this one. A 1 versus 4. Lockdown being sent in, and he's given this a good go. Second player to head his way.
Okay.
Can't connect the shots. That's just a clutch on the cards. There's a rifle at his feet, but decides he wants to stick it with the Bulldog. Both players sent his way, but it's still Eternal Fire to win. Vitality, a team of the past, but Eternal Fire are the present and certainly the future of this region.